Well, hello and welcome to the Wisconsin MBA podcast, the topic of merit aid. We're going to dive into this important topic in just a moment, but first, a couple of reasons why this should be a priority for you as you prepare your application for admissions. Wisconsin Full-Time MBA consistently ranks among the best universities in the nation for the ROI, or return on investment. And this is due to three specific areas: low tuition and fees, moderate living expenses in Madison, and a low salary-to-debt ratio. Generous financial support from our alumni, friends, and career specializations enables the Wisconsin MBA program to award several types of merit-based aid each year, which further improves our return on investment. So today's University of Wisconsin MBA podcast will focus on merit aid options for students considering the full-time MBA program. Hello again, my name is Dale Pangborn. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions and Recruiting for the MBA and Master's programs. And to learn more, I've invited Randy Parvin. Randy is the Assistant Director of Admissions and Recruitment as well for the MBA and MS programs, but he also focuses in more on our full-time programs. But more importantly, he's our resident expert on merit aid. So Randy, welcome to the MBA podcast.
Hey Dale, thanks a lot.
Yeah, welcome. So I know you're the resident expert on merit aid. So let's dive in and right into this topic. So what is the difference between financial aid and merit aid?
Yeah, that's a perfect question to start this conversation, I think. Financial aid is for, some of you students out there, your mid-20s may have filled out, or your parents may have filled out the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. And that FAFSA is what you use to be considered for financial aid. Financial aid is usually based on, your income or your parents' income. Now, it won't be for MBA students. It won't be based on the parents' income. But it has some kind of financial, tie. Merit aid in MBA programs, in contrast, you're really looking at it's based on some kind of merits of your application or your background.
So that's good to know, Randy. So as part of the consideration process, as the committee's reviewing the application, those aspects of the application that kind of stand out, that's what the committee is considering for merit aid.
Yeah, when we at Wisconsin, when we are considering students for merit aid and what kind of merit aid package to put together, we are looking at the same things that we look at in terms of whether the student is the type of student and the background that we want to admit into the program. So by that I mean work background, standardized test scores, recommenders, and essays. So all of those things are, kind of things that we're looking at to say, is this student a good candidate for merit aid?
And so if there are a lot of considerations, likely there's going to be some obviously many differences across the number of applications that you receive each year. So are there different types of merit aid based on, say, those that have a really strong application versus those that may have a few high points? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, and this is kind of an interesting topic. You can look at our MBA, our full-time MBA website, and see the different types of merit. But just to walk through them, some students are awarded a scholarship. That scholarship could be, in the thousands, small thousands to, $10,000. Other students might have a waiver of tuition for 1 or 2 or 3 semesters. We also give out tuition waivers. We waive students' tuition to the in-state rate. So the difference between, just approximately, Dale, the difference between out-of-state tuition and in-state tuition is about $24,000. So some students, we're able to waive that tuition down to the resident rate, which is a huge advantage. And finally, our biggest awards are the Wisconsin Distinguished Graduate Fellowship, or WDGF, all these acronyms, Dale, huh? Well, the WDGF is our largest and most aggressive package. That includes waiver of tuition for a number of semesters, depending. It also gives the student a living stipend and health care benefits. So those are kind of the range of, packages that we have at our disposal.
Well, that's certainly great to know, and I think it reinforces the importance of building a strong application right up front to highlight those areas that the committee is looking for. And so, since there are different levels of merit aid, I'm sure the question is out there on the minds of those folks that are listening. Is it kind of, will I receive it? Where do I fall into line with that? So what percentage of students are awarded merit aid?
Yeah, I'd say it's right around 80% of the students who are admitted get some sort of merit aid, be it a scholarship, a tuition waiver, or a WDGF. So
fantastic. Well, that's certainly great to know. Let's talk about the teaching assistantship or the program assistantship. I think this is also another area that folks can be awarded. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, teaching assistantships and program assistantships. Let me start it this way. Some students ask me, what is it? What do you mean by that? And a teaching assistantship, as we maybe all can recall, is usually in this case an MBA student or someone pursuing their master's or PhD supports a faculty member teaching an undergraduate course. So that could mean, as a teaching assistant, you would maybe just grade papers. Maybe you would be responsible for a discussion section. Dale, my youngest daughter, she's a sophomore at UW-Madison, and she had a course where it was an MBA student. She was taking a stats course, and her discussion section was run by an MBA student who was supporting the faculty member. So that's how that works. But the nice thing and the important thing is, for folks who are thinking about an MBA, is that a teaching assistantship gives the student a waiver of tuition for the semester, be it 1 or 2, that they are serving as a teaching assistantship, with benefits, healthcare benefits, and a stipend. So that is a great way, and I would say over half, 60-70% of our second-year MBA students are able to secure a teaching assistantship within the School of Business. Contrast that with you also asked about program assistants, yeah?
Yeah, for a program assistantship. Yeah, how is that different?
Yeah, program assistant, is a little different. That might be supporting a faculty member in doing some research. It might be supporting, like there was one program assistantship in the School of Business who supports our marketing team, doing research, and putting different proposals together. But the package is the same. So that is also eligible for healthcare benefits, waiver of tuition, and a small living stipend.
So, Randy, as an incoming student or a first-year MBA student, is it possible to apply for these teaching assistantships or the program assistantship? Those seem like wonderful offers.
Yeah, generally we don't, in general, we don't give first-year students a teaching assistantship or program assistantship in their first year. And that's because we really want to make sure that the student gets acclimated to going back to school and gets that transition of moving into a new community. And so we generally don't award TAs or PAs for incoming MBA students in their first year. Sometimes we do award TAs and PAs for incoming MBA students in their second year. And so that'll also come as a part of the merit aid when it comes, and the merit aid will come as a part of the admissions decision.
It's really important, I guess, as we were, at the top of the show when we were kind of talking about, the difference between financial aid and merit aid. We talked about a lot of, like how students are considered for merit aid, the different types. Obviously, the assistantship and the program assistantship come into play here. But the strength of the application is the important area, I think, that you've highlighted through all of this. And so as I kind of think back and review what we've discussed, I just want to make sure that there isn't anything else that I missed or that we need to understand about merit aid. So anything out there?
Yeah, let me clarify just something I said at the beginning. For merit aid, you do not have to fill out the FAFSA, the free application. The FAFSA is only for U.S. citizens or permanent residents. However, if you want a student loan through the federal government, to pay for some additional costs, then you will have to fill out the FAFSA and work with our financial aid office. That's kind of a separate process from what we're talking about today.
Good to know.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, we covered a lot of ground today. This has been a wonderful conversation, Randy. So thank you for sharing your knowledge on the topic of merit aid to the full-time MBA program at UW-Madison. To our guests on the podcast, many thanks for joining us as we wrap up the session today. We certainly hope that you've been able to shed some light on the merit aid to the full-time MBA program at UW-Madison. So thanks again for joining us. Together forward and on Wisconsin, Randy.
On Wisconsin, Dale. Thanks a lot.
You bet.